What's good, y'all? It's your boy Young Ariel, and today I wanted to talk to y'all about creating a learning environment for your children. I myself have two children. I have two girls, Eliana and Sinai, and my oldest daughter Sinai is at the age of 3, and she's starting to get into school. We just put her into a pre-K program, so she's starting to learn. So what I wanted to do in my house was create a learning environment because I feel like the home should be a loving environment, a nurturing environment, a safe environment, a fun environment, and it should also be a learning environment. So what I did was I went to the dollar store and I purchased a couple things. I got the sketch pad so she can draw because her grandparents brought her a little chair so that she can draw and be an artist and do her little art thing. Also, I got some dry erase markers for her dry erase board. That also was a Hanukkah gift from her grandparents. Shout out to the in-laws. We got some color connect cards in order to teach her colors, in order to learn about colors and shapes and things of that nature. We got her some color pencils for her sketch pad. We got some pencil sharpeners for pencils and their colored pencils. We got some stickers to put on the wall. These represent the faith, some stickers of Noah and his boat and everything like that. Then we also have some other things that go on the wall, like you rock, you're such a good student. All of the things that you would see if you were to go into a public school, a private school, a pre-K program, or any educational institution for little children. They have all of these things on the walls all over the classroom because it helps create a learning environment for the children. When the children go into the classroom, they know that they're going to school. They know that they're going there to learn. They know that they're going there to get an education. They're knowing that they're going there to enhance their information. So I suggest that all parents all over the globe, grandparents, young parents, new parents, old parents, it's never too late to create a learning environment for your children. Like I said, your home should be the safe place. Your home should be the loving place. Your home should be the nurturing place. Your home should also be the learning place for your children. So, like I said, my daughter's 3 years old. We got some ABC stuff to go around the room for her so she can learn her ABCs. She actually knows her ABCs, but right now we're focusing on letters, learning her capital A's and lowercase A's and stuff like that. We got some more dry erase markers. Never can have too many. We got some chalk because she also has a chalkboard. We got some nouns, mom, dad, baby. We're going to hang this up on the wall so whenever we sit down with her, we can teach her, some words because the parents are the first teachers. The mom and the father are the first teachers, the first nurturers, the first educators, all of that. So we wanted to create a learning environment for our daughters and our future children because we feel that education is the key to success. Education is the key to fulfilling your dreams. Every successful person I know, every lecturer I went to, every mentor that I sat with, every educator that I ever sat with always emphasized information and education. They always emphasized learning daily. They always emphasized, getting new information so that you can better yourself, better your business, better your profession, better your career, better yourself as a human being because we all have to share the earth with all other human beings. And the more we are informed, the better we can make decisions upon how to interact with other people with different cultures, of different races, of different religions, of different educational backgrounds, and all of that. So, and last but not least, we got some numbers, 1 through 20. She's learned that she can count to 20, but we're going to also teach her how to count from, individual things like pieces of paper or pencils or crayons or whatever it may be, putting it in groups so that she may be able to decipher what is what. So that's just a couple things I bought. You can purchase all of that from the dollar store. So, you can save a penny. as well. It's not too expensive, and it helps create a learning environment for your children. As you can see, I'm in my daughter's room right now because I'm about to set it all up for her. She's dying to get in here. She can't wait. I brought home all this stuff, and she's like, "Oh, Daddy, this is for me?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." But first, me and Mom got to shoot the video real fast. But like I said, the home is a learning environment, a nurturing environment, a safe environment, a fun environment, and a learning environment. You always want your children to feel like they're safe, they're happy, they're comfortable inside their home. And also, we want to be able to let them know that the home is a learning environment too. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have all of these things that my daughter has right now. Shout out to my parents. They did the best that they could for me and to me. So I appreciate them for doing everything that they did for me growing up. So I want to get that same love and appreciation and the care back to my daughter so that she can grow up to be as successful as she can be. So we also have the bookshelf over here. We got the dolls because, of course, you know, the room is a fun place too. You don't just want to be strictly learning, you know. In life, you want to have fun, put a smile on people's faces and everything. But, you know, we got the books for her. Tons of books, numbers, animals, letters, everything. All the books from, you know, baby's first words. We got some unopened books. We got Max and Tag Along to the Moon. We got Read to Tiger. We got all of these books because we want our daughter to read. We want our daughter to be able to, you know, decipher information in a book, because a lot of the information is a book. And you know what they say, if you want to hide it from somebody, where do you put it? In a book. That's where you put it. You know why? Because most people don't read. So we want to teach our daughter from a young age, and all of our future children from young ages up until their old ages, that reading is the key to success. Reading is fundamental in life. Wherever you go, you're going to have to read something. So we want to emphasize that to our kids, so when they grow up, they can be reading at their grade level which they're in, because a lot of students nowadays are reading at below or just at their grade level. Like if you're in 10th grade, most 10th graders are reading at a 7th, 8th grade reading level in these public schools. And that's not what's up. You know, because a child only educated at school is an uneducated child. So it's up to you, parents, to educate your children in the home. Because who's a better teacher than the parents to their child? Who is better at being patient with their children than the child? Who is better at seeing where their child excels and digresses better than the parent? Because the parent is with the child most of the day, or they should be with the child most of the day, I should say. So a parent should know where their kid's at, because a parent should be at home teaching as well. Because when you send your children off to school, you're sending her into a learning environment, which is great. But you're also sending her into an environment where there's one teacher and usually 30 kids. I'm speaking public schools right now because I work in a public school and I grew up in the public school system. So this is the ratio of children. It's usually one teacher to 30 students to 20 students. There might be a teacher's aide every here and there, but usually there's not. So when your child goes to school, your child don't get the individual attention that he or she may need, because the teacher has to tend to all 30 students. The teacher has to, even if they put them in groups, the teacher has to tend to each group. So when your child leaves school, that shouldn't be the end of their education. Like I said, a child only educated at school is an uneducated child. Your child should be educated first and foremost in the home. Your child should be taught manners first and foremost in the home. Your child should be taught discipline first and foremost in the home, because if you don't teach your child anything in the house, manners, or how to behave, how to talk to people, how to keep themselves upright, then when they leave the house, it's going to be tough for the school teacher to get them to listen, to sit down, to pay attention, to focus, to not be distracted, to not nod off, to not fall asleep, because they're doing all of that in the home. They don't have the structure that they need in the home in order to be in a structured environment in the school. That's why there's a lot of pushback and there's a power struggle between the children and the teachers, because a lot of these kids are going to school very privileged, or feeling like they're privileged, because at home they get to do whatever they want. The parents aren't sitting down with their children and taking the necessary time to teach them everything that they need to know, like well-behaved manners, how to read, how to count. These are all the basic things that you should be teaching your child before they go to school if you decide to put them in school. And shout out to all the parents homeschooling their kids. Shout out to all the parents putting their kids in private school or whatever it is for their kids to get the best education possible. There's nothing wrong for their parents going an extra length to make sure that their kids get the best education possible. That's what we are here for. We are here to make sure our children are more educated than us. We are here to get information, gain information, and pass it down to our children so that they can carry on our legacy and carry on our success. If I have a business or I have a career, then I need to be able to teach or give that career or business to my children. That's how you create generational wealth. That's how you create better human beings. That's how you create a better earth, a better civilization, a better society, a better community, by first and foremost educating yourself and then passing that education on to your peers and your children. So like I said, parents, the first place that children should learn is at home. Cut the TVs off when it's time to sit down and focus. Take the sugar away. Get the kids some fruits and vegetables, something to eat, and get your learn on. Because if your child is hyper, it's going to be tough to get them to settle down and to pay attention and to focus on one thing. A lot of our children have a short attention span because they watch too much TV. TV is linked to a lot of negative factors in education. That's why TVs aren't in the school. When you go to a school system or any institution, you don't see TVs all around the classroom. You don't see beds all around the classroom. You don't see toys all around the classroom unless they ain't like preschool or something like that. But once they start advancing in education, they don't have toys and everything around. It's just books, the teacher, and information. That's all that they have. And most of the time, our children can't even pay attention because they don't even pay attention at home. They sit down in front of a TV all day and they don't get no education. They don't get the proper diet. They don't get the proper exercise. They don't get the proper teaching or manners from their parents. So when you send them off to school, you're sending them off, unlearned, and you're sending them off undisciplined. You don't want to send that to another person. School is not to babysit your child. School is to benefit your child educationally. That should be the number one focus on what school you put your child into. Because the better the education, the better off your child may be. I'm not saying that you can't put your kids in public school or anything like that. What I'm saying is, don't just allow the institution to educate your children. You should also be educating your children at home. You should also be disciplining your children at home. Because if your kids got an attitude with you, just imagine the attitude they're going to have with the teacher. It's going to be 3 times worse. If their mother or father can't tell them what to do, why you think when they go to school, the teacher's going to be able to tell them what to do? Because the teacher's like a stranger to them. If the parents don't discipline the student and the teachers don't have the ability to discipline children because of child labor laws and all of those things, but if they giving you attitude, just imagine the attitude they give to the teacher. If they say, "Oh, I don't even listen to my mom. My mom can't even tell me what to do." What you gonna do when they say that to the teacher? How that's gonna look on you? How is that gonna reflect on your family? Is that the environment you bring your children up in? Is that the environment you want to be perpetuated across the board to all of your friends and family members and people in the community and to the teachers themselves? Do you want the teachers to think that, wow, these kids are not getting no discipline at home. These kids are not getting no education at home. Do you want that to be on your mind? How is your child acting? You keep getting phone calls home. Why is my child acting like this? Why is my child doing that? We give our child everything he or she wants. Your child may be spoiled. Your child may be overprivileged. So again, just take the TV out the room. Put a TV in the living room. When it's time to learn, when it's time to get focused, you bring them in a room where there's no TV and they see that you created a learning environment in the room as well as a fun environment. Then you can get your child to focus, sit down, calm down, and instruct them properly. So then that you can create a better child when you send them off to school. They know how to behave. They already know what's going on. They already know the rules. They already know how to manage themselves. And just keep a TV around. So if you do have company over and the kids, nieces and nephews or friends come over and they want to watch TV in the room, just keep a little TV around, nothing too big to where you could just go get it, put it in their room, and then, let them watch a movie or something. There's nothing wrong with watching TV, but there is something wrong with too much TV. And there's a definite overbearing of too much TV on the children. The children get too much TV. There's too many studies out there that prove that too much TV is a bad thing. No one ever got successful. No one ever learned. No one ever thanked any TV for their success. When you hear stories about millionaires or people who are successful or people who are accomplished or people who open businesses, they never attribute their success to watching 8 hours of TV a day, watching 4 hours of TV a day, watching 6 hours of TV a day. You never hear that. You don't read about that in no books. You don't hear about that in no lectures. You don't hear about that. Not even on TV, you don't hear about that. People on TV don't even attribute watching TV to their success because TV, at the end of the day, is a distraction. It distracts you from accomplishing your goals. It distracts you from focusing. It distracts you from reading. Because if your child is watching TV, they're not focusing on reading. If your child is watching TV, they're not focused on drawing. If your child is focused on TV, they're not focused on learning. So just take the TV out the room, put it in the living room. Keep the TV in the living room so you can monitor what your child watch. So you don't be like, go in your room and learn. Go do your homework in the room, and you come in the room 15 minutes later and they just sitting there watching TV. You don't want that to happen because then you're going to have to yell at them or discipline them for watching TV when they're supposed to be doing their homework. Put them in their room. Take away their phones and let them focus on their homework. So like I said, I just wanted to thank y'all for watching this video. I appreciate all the likes, all the comments, and all the shares. It's your boy Young Ariel right here, the Lion of God. And I'm out. Peace.